Red Noob, why are you across the entire fucking map?
Disclaimer.
He's fucking right.
Yeah, I fucking hate this.
So you're probably wondering what the hell you just watched. So this is a clip from the Bloody Battle boss fight that was recently just added. I'll be discussing what attacks this boss does and how to hopefully beat it with some pro strats so you don't end up like Sapper Sam right there. And yes, you've heard that correctly. There's a new boss in Bloody Battle, and how to summon it is really simple. All you have to do is fill up the death counter to max, and this will be similar to the Frosty Freeze boss fight. As it's summoned, you get teleported to the arena, and once you're there, you'll be faced off with the man himself. Once you arrive, you'll end up in a really red looking dimension. Make sure to reach the main area as the platforms will fall down, you will die. Also, I'd recommend not standing in the middle if you don't want a bad surprise. And there he is, your battle against Nico will start. He will unleash some dangerous attacks if you're not careful. One attack is that he will target a random player and try to dropkick them, which will do 30 damage and knockback if it connects. At some point, Nico will begin to want to clap his hands and will shrink the base plate to the area he's flying above. If you're not fast enough, you will fall into the void and die. He will also throw down some orb projectiles which will split and multiply over time. These will do 5 damage per hit if a player touches them. Be mindful of the cube he summons. This will target a random player and many cubes will release that will shoot lasers, and it will bubble a victim as it will drain 10 HP over time. The only effective way to damage Nico is to wait for him to drop down and eat a chocolate coin. With this, he will let his guard down and he will heal 60 HP per player that is alive, but this is most likely your only chance to actually do good damage against him. Hopefully you and your team can dodge these attacks and damage him enough to reach the phase 2. Yes, there is a phase 2, as Nico obviously won't give up that easily. I mean, he's cheating for all we can care, right? Once Nico gets low enough HP, he will float up in the air to give a speech on how dumb, stupid, OP the perks are. I mean, it's his fault to be honest, but you have a small time frame where nothing will happen as he continues his speech, but after it's over, something really devastating will happen.
Alright, these perks are way too strong. You people keep on bouncing around and dodging all of these attacks far too easily, and it's dumb how you can just press spacebar and get out of almost any situation for free with little to no effort, and being able to turn on a dime while being able to tank a bunch of damage is stupid as hell, and honestly, I need to change these.
When the speech is over, phase 2 has started and everyone has been nerfed, which basically means that every single perk will lose their upsides and passives. The stats will go down to base none stats if certain stats exceed the base none. And the only perk that will not get changed that much is none perk, as it will only receive an all stats down debuff. This part is kind of scary. All the other attacks that we mentioned before have been upgraded. Not all of them, but most of them, and we'll see it right now. If you notice the attack where Nico drops down that I'm getting comboed by, it's his fake out attack. As he usually drops down to eat a chocolate coin, in phase 2 he will do this to fake you out by pulling out a bomb that pulls you in, and it heals you 30 HP but then does 40 and does knockback. Watching his hand is important because his left hand is the fake bomb while his right hand is actually the chocolate coin. Nico's dropkick attack has been upgraded to where he'll do 2 dropkicks instead of 1 dropkick. Nico's cube attack has been upgraded to where it will summon extra cubes that will fly at the player after a moment. This could be dangerous as you can get double bubbled and it can lead to some very, very, very bad stuff. And lastly, his orb projectiles are now explosives. These will give 50 stun and knock you upwards. A cool strat you can do with these orbs is bomb jump. If you're not able to make it to the base plate shrink move, you can jump on one and hopefully you can make it by the knockback it gives you when you go up. Go whee! And with that, that's basically all the attacks that have been upgraded in phase 2, and now it's up to you and your team to defeat him by chipping away the last bit of health he has. So I wish you good luck on that. And once he's dead, you will gain your prize, which you will have to find out on your own, so I can't be spoiling that cool stuff for you guys. The video is not done yet because there's one thing to talk about, which is the Prospector Pickaxe from Inscription. If you've ever played the roguelike card game called Inscription, you've most likely faced off the Prospector, which in my opinion, I think he's a very cool and interesting boss that you face off against. And just like the actual game, his pickaxe turns things to gold! Except the players aren't cards, but you know. When you swing, you will deal 40 damage and anyone hit with it will have a limb that turns into gold, which will lower their walk speed by 1 and remove 5 jump power. It also makes their limbs stuck to their body, which is funny. If the gold debuff exceeds 4 stacks, they will be executed and turned to gold, as we have certainly struck gold like how the Prospector has. Although, players with the gold debuff will be free from the gold after 10 seconds if they don't get hit. And that's a wrap for this video. This isn't really like an event. This is more like an actual update. But that boss is going to be permanent. So I think people will like that very much. Also, I'm not going to leak what the item is. I know what you get from the boss. But you guys know me. I can't leak the cool stuff. But I'm sure if you guys beat the boss, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So I hope you guys have a good update. And I'll talk to you guys soon.